Now, how do you get an extension of exclusivity? You need to understand from a creditor's perspective on what courts use to extend exclusivity because you may want to oppose it. But the Bankruptcy Code doesn't define cause. So courts often apply their own tests as to determine what constitutes cause to extend exclusivity. In the Second Circuit, courts typically employ the factors test outlined in Bre Adelphia Communications Court. And they look at these factors as to whether or not the duration of exclusivity should be extended, often referred to as the Adelphia factors. And I listed the factors for you there, but let's go through them and see how they work. Factor 1, the size and complexity of the case. Well, this makes sense because it's an important factor when the court is looking to extend exclusivity. The larger and more complex a bankruptcy case is, the more likely the court is going to extend exclusivity because the debtor often needs more time to get its house in order to proceed with the plan. Factor 2, necessity for sufficient time to permit the debtor to negotiate the plan of reorganization and prepare adequate information. Factor 3, the existence of good faith progress towards reorganization. And that's an important point from the creditor's perspective because exclusivity in many instances simply puts the creditor in a holding pattern. If your client comes in and is thinking about filing a plan, you want to make sure that the debtor here is negotiating with you in good faith to the extent they're getting exclusivity, not simply using exclusivity as a means to delay the case to prevent your client from filing a plan.